All right, welcome into game two here at War Memorial Stadium of the Builders against the Gators of Virginia Peninsula Community College. First pitch, 235. Bunted foul. Give you the VPC's lineup real quick. You got Gray leading off and playing short. Torres batting second and playing first. So Gray bunted that first pitch foul. Byers is catching. Soriano's doing the DHing. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Kuntz batting fifth and playing third. Grasso is playing second. Lemaster's in right. Nina is in left. And Allen Jr. outside is in center for ball one. Counts now 1-2. Builders in the outfield. In the field look a little, I'm not going to say different. Out, caught the corner. Got him. Got Gray look. All right, welcome back. Little issue, but we're all good. So 0-2 is the count to Torres. There's one out here in the inning. Left to right. That pitch hit into left field. Back goes Jackson Thomas for the catch in the second out of the inning. So, as I just mentioned, Jackson Thomas is in left. Nate Erie's in center. And Luca Pascarella went from catcher out to right field. Around the horn on the infield. Bradshaw's at third. McAllister is at short. Turner's at second. Winslow's at first. Catching is Seth Harrison, and doing the pitching for the Builders is Jaden Anderson. First pitch into Byers is a ball, so the count's now 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike number one. Yikes. Fouled back. Actually, just fouled off his leg, I think. So it counts now 1-2. Foul down to third base line towards the Builder dugout. Count remains 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Jaden Anderson has a 2.62 ERA this season, 3 games, 3 appearances, 3 starts, thrown 10 and 2/3 inning, pitches inside. Counts now 3-2. Opponents are hitting 135 against Jaden. High ball 4. So, first runner is on, and he will be courtesy ran for. Jaden's given up 5 hits, allowed 4 runs, all of which were earned. He's allowed 8 walks. So, I guess you could say that's been his Achilles heel when he's come in this year. Soriano, the DH, steps in. Soriano went 0 for 2 in game 1 with 2 strikeouts. Count is even at 1-1. So Sean Burns is the courtesy runner at first. Outside, 3-1. Come on, Jaden. Xander Mizell throwing down in the Builder bullpen. Not sure if that's to... It's not an immediate get ready. Just lightly throwing. Runner goes. Pitch fouled out of play. Counts now full 3-2. Runner goes again. Foul back to the screen. Runner goes. And ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Jaden. That puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Coots coming to the plate. First pitch, ball. Grounded towards short. McAllister over to Bradshaw for the first out of the inning. For the third and final out of the inning. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back here to War Memorial Stadium. Builders getting ready to head to the bottom of the first. In the field, Virginia Peninsula looks like this. You have Nina in left, Allen Jr. in center, Lemaster in right. Around the horn, third to first. Kuntz at third, Gray at short, Grosso at second, Tatoris at first. Byers is doing the catching, and Flissick is doing the pitching. So, Builders lineup looks like this. Yuri leading off, followed by Jaden Anderson. Luca Pasquarella is batting third. Harrison batting fourth. Landon Turner is batting fifth. Jackson Thomas is batting sixth. Jet Winslow seventh. Bradshaw eighth. And Isaac McAllister rolling up the bottom of the order and batting ninth. So leading it off is Yeary, and he drives that to right field for the first out of the inning. Nate's batting .312 on the season with 21 RBIs. So that'll bring up Jaden Anderson. Jaden batting .339 on the season, 32 RBIs, 2 home runs. First pitch to Jaden's a ball. Jaden went 1 for 3 in game 1. Reached on a fielder's choice. Singled to center and had a sac fly. 2-0 pitch. Grounded to third. Kuntz up and firing to first for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up the right fielder, Luca Pasquarella. Luca drives that one into right center field. It gets down. Luca hustles for second, and there's his second double of the day. Luca's batting .357 on the season. And that'll bring Seth Harrison to the plate, batting .308. 3 home runs, 35 RBIs from the Builder catcher. Harrison went 0 for 2 in game 1. He walked twice, reached on a fielder's choice. So the count's even at 1-1. 2-1. Lifted to right field. It gets down. Luca's held at third. And that's back-to-back hits for the Builders. That'll bring up Landon Turner, second baseman. Baker Green comes into courtesy run for Harrison. Baker goes, and that one's lifted to right. Down the line, it's going to bounce. Luca's in to score. Over to third goes Green. He goes home as the throw goes to second. Landon saw no one covering the bag and takes off. Builders get 2 runs on that single to right field. Jackson Thomas steps in. Ball 1. Thomas went 1 for 3 in game 1. Strike. Count is now even at 1-1. Another fly ball to right field. Under it is LeMaster for the third and final out of the inning. but not before the Builders can score 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. 1 man left. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in the second inning here in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right. Grasso's leading off the inning. He's got a 1-0 count. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Counts even, 1-1. Swings through. 82-mile-an-hour fastball from Jaden for strike 2. Counts now 1-2. Lined into left center field for a leadoff base hit. That's better. And that'll bring Andy Lemaster to the plate. The right fielder for Virginia Peninsula. First pitch from Jaden. Ball 1. Grasso dancing over there at first a little bit. Got the attention of the Builders. Jaden threw over. Back safely. Another hard hit ball to right field. 1 hops to Luca. First 2 batters reach here for VPCC. That'll bring up the left fielder, William Nina. So 2 on, no outs. Top of the second inning. Jet playing in on the grass. That one's lifted into shallow left center. On goes Yeri. Diving, just doesn't get there. 1 run will score. Now we have runners at second and third, nobody out still. Damian Allen steps in, the center fielder. First pitch, strike one. Both the first baseman and third baseman playing in right at the edge of the grass. Swing and a miss, strike two. Counts 0-2. Got him looking for strike three and the first out of the inning. Take us back to the top of the order. And Devin Gray, he struck out his first at bat. Singles, grounds it up the middle. Isaac throws it over to first for the second out, but not before LeMaster can come around and score to tie up the ball game at 2-2. So Anthony Satori steps in, grounds it to second. Landon is there for the third and final out of the inning. Yee, my book moved on me, but not before VPCC scores 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. Couple men left. We'll be back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the second, Builders need to keep the foot on the gas. Jet Winslow to the plate. 7-8-9 due up for the Builders. So Winslow and what in the world? Counts 2-0 to Jet. Strike one. Counts now 2-1. Jet lifts that high in the air and out of play. Counts even at 2-2. Line to third. Another hard hit ball. The Builders are hitting Kuntz hard. Even if they're hitting them at people. That ball was hit hard. Justin Bradshaw steps in. Bradshaw batting .283 on the season, 13 RBIs as he singles to center. And that'll bring Isaac McAllister to the plate. First pitch to Isaac is called strike one. Pop to right. And LeMaster's there for the catch and the second out of the inning. Take us back to the top of the order and Nate Erie. Nate flew out to the right fielder in his first at bat. First pitch is in there for strike one. Game one, the only inning Nate did not come to the plate was the fourth. Third pitch of the at-bat in there for strike two. Counts now 1-2. Just an interesting runner goes. Throw over. Not on the bag. The throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. So Nate reaches on the throwing error by the shortstop. That brings Jaden to the plate. Jaden grounded to third his first at bat. First pitch low. Line to right, left. And Nina's there to make the catch. So that'll do it for the Builders half of the second inning. We'll be back to War Memorial for the top of the third in just a moment.
The USC AA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back to the top of the third inning. Through 2 innings, Jaden's thrown 37 pitches. He's given up 2 runs. Both were earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2. Due up is Byers, Soriano, and Kuntz for VPCC. 3, 4, 5. Pitch was a little inside. By a little inside, it hit him. So Byers is on at first, and we'll have a courtesy runner. And that'll bring up Tony Soriano, the DH. Burns is back in to pinch run, or be the courtesy runner. Outside 1-0. Pitch lifted high into left. Over is Jackson, and he makes the catch right at the line for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Hayden Kuntz. Kuntz is 0 for 1 in this game. Runner goes, throw down into the outfield. Counts now even 1-1. Back to the middle. Kuntz again reaches on the fielder's choice. As Burns heads to third. A good throw. Good throw, accurate throw. Not exactly sure what word would go there. They had Burns. It was just not executed very well by the Builders. Runner goes. Ball bunted foul by Jared Grosso. Grosso singled to left his first at bat. Came around to score. Throw to first, back safely. Time call by the batter before the pitch. So no pitch. The 0-1 to Grosso. Outside 1-1. Jaden up to 43 pitches through 2 1/3. Swing and a miss. Kuntz trying to draw the throw. could not get Harrison to pull the trigger. Outside, 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Second straight inning where the Builders have a lot of traffic on the bases. Grounded back to the pitcher. And they get the lead runner for the first out of the inning. So now we got runners at the corner. I'm sorry, the second out of the inning. So the Builders now have runners. I'm sorry, Gators have runners at the corners. And 2 down. And Andy Lemaster steps in. Andy singled to right his last at bat. Throw to first, back safely. Inside. And then avoiding the pitch, Andy landed on his, oh. Did that go to the wide? That looks painful, actually. So we'll stay here, but we'll be back in a minute.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You could choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back. Thankfully, just a cramp there for Lemaster. The 1-0 pitch. Lined into right center. Yuri's over there, and another run is in. So that'll bring up the right fielder, left fielder, William Nina. First pitch to Nina's called strike. Runners on first and second, 2 down. Counts now even 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Again, couldn't ask for a much better day for baseball here at War Memorial Stadium. Sun shining. Counts even 2-2. About the perfect temperature. It's a good thing we're only playing baseball today because the weather tomorrow is not supposed to be very friendly. Counts now full, 3-2. Runners go. Defensive swing to first. Jet gets it and gets over to the bag for the third and final out of the inning. But not before the Gators get another run. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the third inning. Builders trail 3-2. Let's see. Pascarella, Harrison, and Turner due up for the Builders. 3, 4, 5 hitters. I mentioned in game one, the Builders are, well, they're now 34-5 on the season. I wrote that over there. They're 34-5, 21-3 at home. Builders haven't lost a game at home since April 3rd. And that was against Regent in an extra inning game. The count to Luca is now 2-1. As he fouled the ball down the first base line. He lifts that ball high into the air. Second base, first base. I'm assuming one of them caught it. Anthony did make the catch. And that'll bring up Seth Harrison. Seth singled to right his first and his last at-bat. First at-bat, last at-bat, same thing. And Seth drives that one to center field. Allen is there to make the play. 2 down. And that'll bring Landon Turner to the plate. First pitch Landon sees. He fouls out of play. over the stands on the third base side. Another pitch lifted to center field. Builders go 1-2-3 here in the third. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium for the fourth in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium. The Builders playing musical chairs, or maybe I should say musical positions. New pitchers, Isaac McAllister in from shortstop. Jaden Anderson went from pitching to left field. The left fielder, Jackson Thomas, came in to play catcher. The catcher, Seth Harrison, went to second. And the second baseman, Landon Turner, went to short. So hopefully that all made sense and I didn't forget anybody. But leading it off for VPCC is number 6, Allen Jr. He lifts it to right where Luca Pasquarella makes the play. So in all reality, the right fielder, center fielder, let's think of it this way. 4 of the 9 positions stayed the same. Center field, right field, third base, and first base. The other 5 played musical positions. William Nina, the left fielder, steps in. He sees strike 1 from Isaac. Strike 2. Foul that pitch off to stay alive. Pitch lifted high and foul. Count remains 0-2. Outside. 80-mile-an-hour fastball from Isaac. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out of the inning. I did this way backwards. So that was Gray, who struck out swinging. Now, Anthony Torres is in the box. He's got a count of 1-1 now. Anthony lifts that one into right center. Over and sliding is Nate, and he just missed it. So that'll bring up the catcher. Cameron Byers. He's 0 for 1. No, he's not. He's 0. He's 0 for 0. He's been walked and hit by a pitch. So 2 down, runner on second. First pitch is lifted into right field. A few steps back goes Luca, and he makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So just like that, the Gators half of the inning ends. We'll be back to War Memorial and the Builder half of the fourth in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Builders trail 3-2 here going into the bottom of the fourth inning. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Builders. Thomas, Winslow, Bradshaw. So the catcher, Jackson Thomas, is going to lead it off for the Builders. Jackson is 0 for 1 so far in this game 2. Outside, 1-0. As Jackson flew out to right field his first at bat. Swing and a miss. Outside, 2-1. Fouled out of play over the first base dugout. Counts even, 2-2. Hit hard up the middle. And Jackson has a leadoff single. Baker Green. Coming in and courtesy running for Thomas. Baker goes, pitches in. Or throw a little up the line. Baker in safely. That is Baker's 30th stolen base of the season. Which puts him in a tie for 4th. The 2-0 count. Outside 3-0. So Jet Winslow, who's 0 for 1 in this game too, has a 3-0 count with a runner at second. And he earns a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring Justin Bradshaw to the plate. The builder third baseman. He's 1 for 1. Singled to center his first at bat. Meeting of the infielders at the mound. The corners are playing in on the grass. Pitcher steps off. Baker goes, bunts, down by Bradshaw. And an effective sacrifice bunt by Justin Bradshaw to move the runners to second and third. And that'll bring up Isaac McAllister, the new builder pitcher. Isaac's 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right, his first at bat. He steps in with a 0-1 count. Runners on second and third. Lifts that one into center. Over is Allen. He makes the catch, and the runners move up 90 feet. So the Builders tie it up 3-3. Sacrifice fly by Isaac McAllister. Jet Winslow moves over to third. Nate Yeary steps in with 2 outs. Nate's 0 for 2. He flew out to right and reached on an error. Pitch inside, 1-0. Counts now 2-0 to Nate Yeary. Caught outside part of the plate for strike 1. 2-1. 3-1. Pulled foul down the third base line. The 3-2 pitch. It's hit into left field. On comes the left fielder. Makes the catch. That is a great catch out there in left for the third and final out. However, Builders tied up with 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, one man left. We'll be back for the 5th inning here at War Memorial in just a moment.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak, leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium, top of the 5th inning. Game tied at 3. Both teams have 3 runs on 5 hits. Virginia Peninsula has committed 2 errors. 4, 5, 6 due up for Virginia Peninsula, and they're going to lead it off with a pinch hitter, Connor Lamb. Lamb steps in. The first pitch was a strike. The count's now 1-1. Counts 2-1. Outside, 3-1. And Lamb draws a walk. So the leadoff batter is on again. So this is the 3rd inning of this game, too, that Virginia Peninsula has got their leadoff batter on. As Kuntz comes in. And that pitch was fouled away as Kuntz squared to bunt. The 0-1 to Kuntz. Squared to bunt again and bunted it foul. 0-2. Don't foresee Kuntz squaring again. I'm assuming he's going to swing away here with an 0-2 count. Lazy throw back over by Isaac. Pitch was outside. Kuntz reached for it and slapped it into left field for a base hit. That'll put runners at first and second with nobody out. Jared Grasso to the plate. It's 1 for 2 in this game. He squares to bunt, bunts it foul. That is 3 straight failed bunt attempts by the Gators. Throw to second. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One-two pitch from Isaac. Grounded towards first. It gets through. They're going to hold the runners to load up the bases. With nobody out. And Andy Lamaster coming to the plate. Andy's 2 for 2 with an RBI here in this game, too. He's singled to right both times. So be ready the right side of the diamond. There's first pitch of the at-bat, fouled out of play on the right side of the field. Pitch was outside. Counts even, 1-1. Foul back to the screen. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded towards second. Flips to the shortstop, over to first. For the 4-6-3 double play. That'll bring up William Nina, the left fielder. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 2 outs, runner at third. First pitch, strike 1. Lamb did come around to score, so VPCC did retake the lead. Grounder to third. Bradshaw up the line. The runner is safe. So Damian Allen The center fielder steps in. He's 0 for 2. Outside, 1-0. Strike. Counts even, 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Is someone throwing in VPCC's bullpen, but I can't quite make out the number. I think it's 14 outside, 3-1. Runner goes, grounder to third. Bradshaw up over to first for the third and final out of the inning. But again, not before Virginia Peninsula goes ahead 5-3 by scoring 2 runs. By scoring 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 error, 1.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. It was number 14 throwing in the bullpen for the Gators, as Hayden Felker is now in the game. Builders due up 2-3-4. Jaden Anderson, Luca Pascarella, Seth Harrison. So Joshua threw 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all were earned. He walked 1. First pitch grounded to the Builder dugout. Threw 52 pitches, 32 for strikes. Low counts even, 1-1. Two and 1. Builders got some catching up to do. Swing and a miss, 2-2. That pitch driven into center. Yeah, right center. But Damian Allen is there to make the catch. So I'll bring up Luca Pasquarella. He's 1 for 2 in this game 2. First pitch in there for strike 1. Way outside, 1-1. It's okay, I didn't need that anyway. Luca tried to get out of the way, but that one caught him on the backside anyway. So Luca goes down to first on the hit by pitch. That'll bring up Seth Harrison. Seth is 1 for 2 in this game 2. Single to right and flew out to center. Builders trail by 2. First pitch in there, strike 1. Fouled out of play, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Pitch was lifted into left field. Over is Nina, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, runner on first. Landon Turner steps in. Landon is 1 for 2 in this game with 2 RBIs. First pitch, Landon sees, he swings and misses for strike 1. Ball's lifted into left center. Nina is there for the third out of the inning. So that'll do it for the Builder half of the 5th. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium and the 6th inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
Right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. New pitcher in for the Builders, Nick Redmond, making relief appearance here in this game. So some defensive changes to go along with that. With Redmond coming into pitch, Isaac McAllister went back to short. Landon went back to second. Seth Harrison moved over to third. And those are the changes. And due up for VPCC is 1, 2, 3. So Gray, Tatoris, and Byers due up. First pitch from Redmond is ball. So the 2-0 pitch from Redmond. Outside 3-0. That 3-0 pitch is in there for strike one to run a count to 3-1. Grounded just past the diving Seth Harrison and into left field for another leadoff run batter to reach base. Fourth inning was the only inning that the leadoff batter did not reach for VPCC. That pitch bunted at, popped straight up into the air. A nice catch by the catcher, Jackson Thomas. So that'll bring up VPCC's catcher, Cameron Byers. He's 0 for 1 in this game, too. Grounded to short. Hit by a pitch and flew out to right. Runner goes. Throw wasn't even close, Jackson. The 1-0 pitch from Redmond. And that was lifted high on the infield. Seth Harrison there to make the catch. That'll bring up the DH, Connor Lamb. Connor walked his last at-bat, came around and scored a run. Pitch low for ball one. I mentioned in game one, just around the corner is set August 29th. Builder football home opener at 3 p.m. Playing Sussex Community College. As that pitch is fouled out of play towards the clubhouse. It's going to be Alumni Day out at the Apprentice Athletic Field at the corner of Marshall and 39th Street here in Newport News, Virginia. The 1-1 pitch coming from Redmond. Outside. 2-1. The Builders have 5 home games. August 29th. Next week, they travel all the way to CNU to play the Captains at 7 p.m. Outside, 3-1. The next 2 weeks, the Builders play at home. And then they're on the road all of October, basically, until I think it's the last weekend in October. And then 3 home games wrap it up for Builder football next season. I'm sorry, 2 home games wrap it up for Builder football. Counts full, 3-2. 2 outs. Inside, ball 4. So again, today wraps up the regular season for the Builders. They are not going to participate in the conference tournament. It's actually going on right now down in Pensacola, Florida. So the Builders looking to travel to Buffalo next week. That one is hit to short. I'm sorry, second. Landon dives, makes the play over to first for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So Virginia Peninsula puts a couple runners on, but no damage done. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium, bottom of the 6th. Builders trail 5-3. Five, six, seven. No, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Builders. Thomas, Winslow, and then we'll see who. Looks like it'll be Barbosa hitting in the 8 spot. Jackson Thomas is 1 for 2 here in this game, 2. Grounded to third and booted it in the transition. So Thomas will reach an error by the third baseman. Out comes Baker. It's a courtesy run. Jet Winslow steps to the plate. Jets 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right. Flew out to the. He lined it hard to third and walked. First pitch high, ball 1. I think that was kind of more of a pitch out. Thinking Baker might be going. Baker back safely. Baker goes in safely. Stolen base number 31 of the season for Baker. It's 31 of 33. It's been caught twice. Counts 2-0 to the Builder first baseman, Jet Winslow. Three and 0. Baker goes. He's in there safely. And it was ball 4 to Jet. Oh. And stepping in is number 20, Drew Barbosa, to pinch hit. We're going to have a meeting on the mound first. As the Builders have runners at the corners and nobody out. Grant Stratton, the closer this season for the Builders. Is up and thrown also in the Builder bullpen. There is a arm in the Gator bullpen. It's a single digit. So I can narrow it down to too many. Drew Barbosa steps in. Number 2, Jose Rojas. Outside, 1-0. Pitch lifted out of play over the third base side of the grandstands. Counts even, 1-1. Builders need a couple runs here. Kind of put the pressure back on the Gators in the 7th. Two and one's the count to Barbosa. 3-1. That pitch was way outside. Green at third. Winslow at first. Ball 4. Loads them up for Isaac. And we're going to have us a pitching change. We're going to have a pinch runner come in. Aiden Walker. Yeah. So we'll be back to War Memorial in just a moment.
NCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium. Jose Rojas in to pitch for the Gators. Isaac McAllister steps in with nobody out and the base is loaded. Rojas is a freshman out of Orlando, Florida, from Orlando Christian Prep. Fouled straight back. Counts even, 1-1. Grounded to the hole at short. Bobbled. One run is in. Builders trail by 1. I'll take the Builders back to the top of the order, Nate Yeary. Nate is 0 for 3 in this game, 2. And Nate has 0-2 count. Bases loaded, nobody out. Builders trying to do some damage. Grounded foul towards the Builder dugout. The 0-2 pitch. Lifted high and out of play. Lands in the picnic area over there by the concession stand behind the dugout. Nate stays alive, 0-2. Grounded hard in between the hole at first and second. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Isaac over to third on the throw home. Builders lead 6-5. So now Jaden Anderson steps in. Nobody out, runners at the corners. Builders lead by 1. Nate goes, but that pitch is lifted out of play. Ding, ding, ding. And it lands on the back of the Camaro. I mean, it did bounce a couple times, so it wasn't like a direct hit landing on the Camaro, but, you know. Low. Count is even at 1-1. The ball is actually still on the trunk of the Camaro. It's like right there by the spoiler. Here he goes again, and that pitch is lifted high and lands on the first base dugout. Jaden lifts that one into shallow right. In comes LeMaster, makes the catch, throws way up the line, and Isaac is safe at home. Builders get 4 runs so far this inning. And that'll bring up Luca Pascarella, the right fielder. Pitch was way outside. Nate Erie takes second. Wait. 1. Two and 0 is the count to Luca. 1 out. Yeri on second. Grant Stratton will be the pitcher when we get to the top of the 7th inning, and that pitch is low and away for ball 3. Outside, ball 4. And Luca earns a free pass. Brings Seth Harrison to the plate. Seth is 1 for 2 today in this game 2. Runners on first and second. Runner, Yeri goes. Safe is Yeri at second. Counts now 2-0 to Seth Harrison. So that's 6 straight balls thrown by Jose. 7. That one was outside. Runners on second and third. One out. And that one just missed. Back-to-back walks for the Builders. As get another meeting on the mound. Pitching change. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium to see who the new pitcher is in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right. Landon Turner steps in as the new pitcher is Landon Morris. And the first pitch from Landon is a ball, which would make 9 straight from a Gator pitcher. Outside, 2-0. We're at Texas A&M. We could all be chanting ball 10 right now. Jackson hits that one hard to left. That's right field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Seth's getting the green light. He will score, and Landon is safe at second with a bases clearing double. As the Builders have now batted around this inning, it'll bring Jackson Thomas back up. He led off the inning, reaching on an error by the third baseman. And the first pitch is a strike. Swinging him for a foul tip, strike 2. So 0-2 is the count, 1 down. Runner on second. During that little break, had a conversation with Walker about who would come in to hit should we get to the 8th spot in the lineup where we had a pinch hitter, Drew Barbosa, then he was pinch ran for. Counts now 1-2. Through the hole into right. Round third comes Landon, and he's in safely. And Jackson takes second on the throw home. That is the 8th run of the inning. In comes Baker Green to courtesy run again. So every batter who has come to the plate, well, maybe I shouldn't say it that way. The Prentice Schools brought 10 batters. Only one has not come around to score. Sorry, Jaden. However, he did have an RBI sacrifice fly, so it's okay. Okay, I'd missed what happened there. So the pitcher spun around to throw to second, and the ball got to the outfield. There's no one there. So Baker moves over to third on the air. And the count to Jets, 1-1. Grounded to short. Booted by the shortstop as Baker comes around to score. And Winslow reaches on an error by the shortstop. Aiden Walker steps in. First pitch to Aiden is a ball. So Jet is at first, one down. Builders have put up 9 runs this inning. Hit hard to short, over to first for the second out. Jet moves over to second. And Isaac McAllister is going to step in to the batter's box. Isaac's 0 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He had a sac fly in the 4th and reached on an error here in the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Outside, 1-1. So the Builders entered this half of the inning trailing 5-3. And that one's driven into left. Jet's going to get the green light. And Jet scores. As Isaac singles to left. The score is now 13-5. With 2 down, runner on first. Nate Erie steps in. He's 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Outside, 1-0. Two 2-0. 3-0. Outs. Oh, strike. 3-1's the count to the Builder center fielder. And that one's grounded foul down the first base line to run the count full at 3-2. 3-2, 2 down. Isaac McAllister will probably take, maybe not. Who knows? Yep, there he goes. Grounded to first. Made it easy for Anthony. All he had to do was field it and step on the base for the third and final out of the inning. We'll be back for the top of the seventh. The new pitcher coming in. We'll be back in a moment.
There are giants.
All right, welcome back. Builders lead 13-5. Builders put up 10 runs on 4 hits. VPCC committed 4 errors, and there was 1 man left on base in that bottom of the 6th inning. Let's see. So Grant Stratton is the new pitcher for the Builders. Started throwing, hoping for a save opportunity, and the Builders just slammed that door on him. This is not a save opportunity for Grant. Just coming in to close the door on this final game of the season for the Builders. 6, 7, 8. Grosso, LeMaster, Nina due up. First pitch was a ball, I'm guessing. Yep, was a ball. He takes a second pitch, grounds it to Landon at first. I'm sorry, at second, over to first. For the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Andy LeMaster, the right fielder. He's 2 for 3 today with an RBI in this game, too. First pitch to Andy's a strike. Builders will have to wait till Monday to see what seed they'll have for the USCAA Small College World Series that will be played up in Buffalo. Strike 2, 2-0, 0-2. I'm sorry. Oh, 1-2. I missed a pitch. It's okay. The 1-2 pitch fouled out of play over the first base dugout. Builders having one of the best seasons probably in school history so far this year, record-wise. Counts now full, 3-2. Inside, got the corner, strike 3 for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring the left fielder, William Nina, to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today in game 2 with an RBI. High and outside, ball 1. Outside, 2-0. $70-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Counts 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Yeah. There's strike 2. Counts full, 3-2, 2 outs. Again, 70-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. That one grounded foul down the third base line. Just past the dugout. Count will remain 3-2. And that's ball 4. So Nina draws a walk. We'll bring up center fielder, number 6, Damian Allen Jr. High. 1-0. Caught the corner, 2-1, 1-1. $85-mile-an-hour fastball from Grant outside. 2-1. Off the side of the mound. Safe. Ball goes into the dugout, so each runner will advance. So Allen reaches on an infield hit, and they both get a base due to the throwing error, which will take us back to the top of the order. And Devin Gray, he's 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts. He struck out looking and swinging. And he's got a 2-0 count, 3-0 count. Caught the corner, strike 1. Counts now 3-1. Lazy swing. Popped up Jackson Thomas with the catch for the third and final out of the inning, and that'll do it for this game 2 here at War Memorial. Builders win 13-5. VPCC scored 5 runs on 9 hits and committed 6 errors. The Builders scored 13 runs on 9 hits and committed 2 errors. Monday at noon, the Builders find out their seed for the USCAA Small College World Series. And this wraps up the season. Builders 35-5. Best overall record in the USCAA this season. So we'll see what happens next week. It's been a great year. Appreciate all of you tuning in and going on the journey with us. Football's right around the corner. We'll see you all in August.